Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and today we are going to do episode 2 of Popcorn and a Book Haul. Yay! So I've got my big old tub of popcorn. Let me just take a little sample there, make sure it came out right. Delicioso. And I got a bunch of books. Take a sip of water. Okay, now my books are from my used bookstore in town, which is Gardner's, and from the library. So I'm going to start with my library books because I hadn't been to the library in a while because I have, so much backlog that I need to read. But I went to the library to pick up a book that they were holding for me, which I will show you. And I went through the shelves and I found some others that I just had to have. And that's the problem with me in a library, is that the library wants the books back within a certain time. I can't always do that. I'm sorry about that, library. I feel like it's forefront in our relationship, but sometimes I do have to pay those fines in order to finish the book. So let's start with the book that they were holding for me. I have to go over this way a little bit. Okay, finally I got Call Me By Your Name, which I'm so excited to read. I know I haven't seen the movie. I know what the book is about. Oh, of course, Moose is going to start in. Oh, what a day. I know what the movie is about. I know what the book is about. And I've heard that it is one of the most beautiful books ever written, and I cannot wait to start it. So, and I've had this on hold for a super long time. So Call Me By Your Name is calling me by the name, and so this is the next one I'm going to be starting. Oh, by the way, I've got 2 book reviews for you coming up, and one of them is the most expensive paperback I've ever bought. But that's for another time. Right now we're doing popcorn and book haul. Okay, so what else did I get from the library? Let's see. I've decided to have kind of a spooky summer. I don't know about you guys, but I got this one called Unexplained. And when they really want to get creepy with you, they reverse the N. It may not be reversed for you, but it's reversed for me. Real life supernatural stories for uncertain times. So these are like just little essays. I don't want to say that they're short stories because that would imply that they are fictional, which they may well be fictional, but they're fun, and I like reading things like that, especially if we get some storms or I'm just kind of wasting time. Look, here's a picture of a lighthouse. I'm sure something creepy happened at the lighthouse. So I got this one. What else did I get from the library? Oh, I got The Witch in the Well. Now tell me if this doesn't sound good. Let me just read this here. Centuries ago, the beautiful young Elizabeth Clark was accused of witchcraft after several local children disappeared. Uh-oh. Her subsequent acquittal did nothing to stop her fellow townsfolk from drowning her in the well where the missing children were last seen. So they drowned her. So then, years later, author and social media influencer Elena returns to the summer paradise of her youth, to her family's manor house ready to sell. The last thing she expected was to be connecting with and feeling inspired to write about Elizabeth's infamous spirit. Doesn't that look pretty good? The Witch in the Well? I love that title, The Witch in the Well. I love to cross stitch, and I would cross stitch just something that said The Witch in the Well, because that's good and creepy and fun, and we're going to have a good, creepy, fun summer. What else? What else do I got? Oh, All That Is Wicked. Now, this is a nonfiction book, and I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but this one is about a murderer, and his name is Edward Ruloff, and I don't know who he murdered or what's going on, everything like that, but it was like the first time they tried to profile And so they had all these different people wanting to look at his brain and wanting to talk to him and interview him and everything like that. And it was the first case of, or the first incident where the incidents, what am I saying? Where they tried to profile someone who was a killer. And I thought that looked pretty interesting. A Gilded Age story of murder and the race to decode the criminal mind. It's a race. We're in a race. What else? What else did I get? Oh, this one. Now this one. I'm very excited about this one. This one is called A Haunting on the Hill. And I don't know if it's a retelling or a sequel to The Haunting of Hill House, which is one of my all-time favorite books. And I'm very excited about it. I think this might be, after Call Me By Your Name, the next one that I read. But look at that. Look at that cover. Can you see that? Oh, my kitchen light is kind of reflecting on that. Hill House. Hill House. Let's go back to Hill House. Eleanor. I want to go back to Hill House. Okay, so now we're going to get into our thrift store buys. And so I went out to Gardner's, and I had gotten from my coworkers for my birthday, I'd gotten a $50 gift certificate. And I had some books to trade in, so it turned out that I still have $5 left on my $50 gift certificate, and I bought some books for my mom, and I got these books. Now, one of the books I bought for my mom, she's back there reading it now, because I told her she better start reading it. It's called A Haunting in Bly, I think, and it's If Sherlock Holmes was entwined in the turn of the screw, which I'm sure we're all familiar with. If we watch this channel, we're probably all familiar with the wonderful novella or short story, The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. And so this one is If Sherlock Holmes is related to that story. So I can't wait to read that one. And I told her I was going to take it from her as soon as she was finished. So she better finish up soon. So A Haunting in Bly, I think is what it's called. Okay, so the first one I got, now this one was $8.45, which is expensive for me. And it's a horror book. It says book 1 of the Dark Waters trilogy. This is called Ghouls. Wait a second, let me get the title. Ghouls of the Misanthonic. And so this is about horrific murder striking this little Massachusetts town. Mutilated bodies are found. Is it real? Is it supernatural? Doesn't this look fun? Doesn't this look like a fun summer beach read? I'm not going to the beach this summer, but it looks like a fun read. And, you know, it was $8.95. So I don't know why it was so expensive. And they wouldn't let me use my, I could use my gift certificate, but I couldn't use my book credit for it. So I don't know why. But that looks like a super good one. I can't wait. And then I got so many Gothics. I hit pay dirt with Gothics. And you know how much I love them. Look at some of these covers. Okay, here is Dark Cliffs. Look at that. And it says, a frightened girl, a sinister mansion, and a dread secret that turns her life into a nightmare. Look at her. She doesn't even know her life is going to turn into a nightmare yet. She's suspicious, though. She's thinking it might. I got Hawkridge. Ooh, look at that one. That one looks good. One by one, the Brett family dies. Untimely deaths of unnatural causes. The inheritance of the stately manor, Hawkridge, is the motive. A slow, deliberate, cunning process of elimination is the method. But who is the murderer? Well, this chick apparently better find out, or she's going to be the next one offed. What else we got here? Oh, no, I got this because I know you guys know that I love John Dickinson Carr, and I just love him, and I've collected so many of his things, and I don't have all of them, but I have close to all of his books. But he is one of my favorite Gilded Age, and I think he is probably my favorite Gilded Age mystery writer. But I've never read Nero Wolfe, and I've heard great things about him. And so I picked up, this must be Nero here. I picked up this Nero Wolfe, and it was the only one they had. Let's get a copyright date here. Copyright 1956. So I'm very excited about reading this one because I want to get into another series and maybe get into another series to collect. You know, I collect all my Gothics. I collect my Mary Robert Reinhardt and my John Dickinson Carr. So maybe I'll get into this one and see if it's a collectible one I want to collect. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me know if you've read Nero Wolfe and what you think about him. What else did I get? Ooh, more Gothic. The Dreamer, Lost in Terror. She's lost in terror. Look, I'm lost in terror. And look, she's got a creepy guy following her, and then a very phallic symbol house in the back. Because, you know, all these books have sort of the same image. Bob is right next to me, and he better not knock my books down, is all I gotta say. Let me take a sip of water. I'm getting a little dry. They all have the young, beautiful woman running from something. She's always running from something. And very often, they will have these sort of subtle phallic symbols in the back. So we have the man, and then the large tower, and everything like that. And a lot of these were written right around when women were becoming more powerful sexually, more powerful financially. And, you know, it was a real conflict. Should they go out and get careers? Should they stay at home? Did they really want to be rescued, or did they want to rescue themselves? That's one of the reasons why I love these Gothics, because I love that struggle that you see. And there's so many wonderful, strong women characters in these Gothics. Some of them are quite silly and outrageous, and you know I love that too. But I just wanted to give you that little bit of, I don't know, my research on Gothics. Here's my stack that we've got to get through. Okay, I didn't think that I would ever find this one, but I found it. Another Mary Roberts Reinhardt that I didn't have. And it's The Street of Seven Stars. I cannot believe I came across this. This is gold to me. Another one for my collection. I cannot wait. This is about a woman violinist in Vienna, and she is, of course, in an old mansion. We've got a handsome, reckless doctor. We've got a charming, sinister man of the world. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with this violinist? We're going to enjoy her is what we're going to do. I can't wait. Can't wait for that one. Let's look at Silverwood. Woo! That's a pretty cover. Let's see what it says in the back. A house like this with its haunted past and seductive beauty might entrap her and change her until she can never go home. And of course she's a governess. And of course she's come to teach the kid. And of course there will be trouble in the Silverwood. So loving that one. This one doesn't have... This one I thought was really interesting. This one is called Return to Octavia. And it's about a plantation house. And it doesn't have the typical cover. It doesn't have the typical Gothic cover. And it's got some bad stains on the inside. It was once owned by Lilibel, I think. Well, Lilibel, I have your book now. And it was copyright, let's see if I can get a copyright, in 1964. And it's about a woman who goes back to this plantation, Octavia, which is now being haunted by an unspeakable horror. And I don't know what happened to make that happen, to make it haunted by an unspeakable horror, but we're going to find out. Return to Octavia. And I thought this was a very, I don't know who Cleveland Armory was, but it was the spookiest chase we can recall, a kind of fearsome Faulkner it is well worth shivering over. I'm ready to shiver. I don't know if you are, but I am. Oh, now this one, they put the sticker right on her head. Try to get that off there. Just a second. I'll give you a musical interlude while I'll try to get that off. I'm so depressed, I think it's my birthday. That's not it. I'm so depressed, I act like it's my birthday every day. Love Taylor Swift. Love her. Okay. I got it off. This is Doors to Death. And they put the sticker right on her face. So I took it off. And her name is Dorcas. And she arrived from New York for a short stay at Crane Mansion. It's never going to be short, let me tell you that. All that she knew about the little her mother had told her about her long dead grandfather who had built a huge medieval estate. Then she meets Wendell, and she knows something's very wrong. So it's a Dorcas and Wendell kind of pair up. It's kind of unfortunate names for them. Evil at Hillcrest. Look at that. Evil at Hillcrest, Deadly Secrets. When Jim Warren brought Janice, his lovely new bride, to the remote mansion at Hillcrest, she was chilled by the grimness that seemed to envelop the house and the strange twin mansion that stood by its side. She was even more chilled to learn that there were unspeakable secrets about Jim's late wife shrouded behind the walls of each house. Ooh, kind of a Rebecca spinoff. Got a little Rebecca spinoff there. Well, have a little more popcorn here before I let you go. I am planning to have a good reading summer. I'm planning to have a good cross-stitching summer. I'm planning to have some homegrown tomatoes. Joe will be planting tomatoes next week, I think. He said it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm going to take a lot of naps. And Joe's going to make me a frozen margarita tonight for fun. And we are going to watch A Haunting in Venice. I'm excited about seeing that. So tell me what you guys are up to. I want to know what everybody's doing out there. Do you like my books? Do you think I've got enough of a book haul? Yeah, I think I can make it to the summer with these. I think I can. And I think the library's just going to have to wait their turn on some of these that I checked out from them. All right. So that was episode 2, popcorn and a book haul. And give me a like, hit subscribe, leave me comments. I love the comments. Miss you guys all, and I will check you later.